Namaste. Parenting is wild, isn't it? Everybody else knows how to raise your child other than you. If you get angry, they say, "Arey, good parents always stay calm, don't get angry." If you are struggling, they are like, "Arey, parenting is so natural, why is it so hard for you?" If you ask somebody for advice, क्यों? तुम्हारी माँ ने कुछ सिखाया नहीं तुमको? If you were able to ignore the guilt and the feeling of inadequacy that it leaves behind, these myths and opinions that people have about raising your own child, it is actually funny. So let's take 6 of such myths and opinions that people have about good parenting and look at it from the perspective of clarity, wisdom, and psychology, biology, and not from the perspective of shame or guilt. Let's get started. Myth number 1. Good parents never get angry. Is that really possible? The children spill things, they yell. We are not supposed to get angry? It is biologically impossible. Let me tell you why. 2 things happen in the parent's brain. Number 1, the amygdala starts shooting like a fire alarm. And there is another part called prefrontal cortex of the brain. That part shuts down. That prefrontal cortex is the logical part of your brain, and that shuts down. That means the blast is about to happen now. So biology is responding before your wisdom, your logic. Anger is not some kind of moral failure. It is not something that you are a bad parent if you are getting angry. Anger is natural response. Please accept it. Now move to the next stage. How that anger translates into actions or words, that is where that wisdom needs to kick in. If you take a small pause and regulate your emotion and then respond rather than react out of that anger, that is the key. So, good parents do not get angry. Such good parents have not been born yet. This myth is busted. Myth number 2. A well-behaved child is supposed to listen to you in one go. And if it doesn't happen, that means there is something wrong with your parenting. This is something even some of the parents believe for themselves when their children do not listen in one go. You are expecting toddlers and young children to listen in one go, like Siri, like Alexa, while you yourself are sometimes not able to follow the instructions, isn't it? We all know we should sleep on time, we should have reduced screen time, we should eat healthy food. How much of it we are actually doing? We are adults and we still don't follow it. Now let me tell you the biology of the children. In human body, the prefrontal cortex develops and fully matures around the age of 25. That's right, 25. The children are not doing it out of disobedience. They are developmentally not ready, not capable of listening to each and every instruction the first time around. Maybe their mind is occupied somewhere. Maybe they are thinking your instruction is very boring. Arey, what's so special about packing the bag on time? What is so special about winding up your room on time? What is so special about doing the homework? It is so boring. This happens. The children literally put their need for instant gratification above the need for what should ideally happen. So what should the parents do? The repetition and the clarity is the key. If next time you feel that your child is not doing something, then you do one thing. You go to them. Do not call your child to yourself. You go to the child and look at them and then say, "Hey buddy, look at me here in my eyes." So whatever he is doing, he will pause, look at you, and then you say whatever it is that you wanted them to do calmly. Okay, now I want you to complete your homework and then afterwards come and play again. Please understand, every time when they are not following your instructions, it is not because they are disobedient, or it is not because they are defying you, or not because they are testing their boundaries. They are simply developmentally not quite ready. So the myth that if I am a good parent, my child should listen to it in the first go, he should be a well-behaved child, that myth is not true. Myth number 3. A good parent should sacrifice everything for their child. The classic Hindi serial melodrama. हाय मेरा जो है सब मेरे बेटे का है, मेरी बेटी का है, मुझे अपने लिए कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए, सब तुम पे लुटा दो. It is stupid. Actually, you know why? Even when you go into the airplane, have you seen that mask, oxygen mask falls down? They say first put it on your face and then afterwards help somebody else, your child, another adult. Why? Caring for yourself is the priority. You are no good to them if you fall sick because you do not eat properly, because your body needs certain things, the food at certain period, sufficient sleep, sufficient rest, sufficient extra activities, something which does not just shout parenting, something else. Your body, mind, emotions need a break. And if you do not give it, if you overwork yourself, then the stress hormone, cortisol, gets released in your body. And the same child for whom you are sacrificing all this comfort and all, that same child you would start getting angry at. We do not want to get angry at the child unnecessarily, simply because we forgot to take care of ourselves. So, a self-sacrificing parents are good parents. That is stupid. Not just a myth, but it is a stupid myth. Myth number 4. Spanking isn't abuse. It is culture. हमारे जमाने में तो यही होता था ना. हमारे माँ बाप तो हमें मारते थे. देखो हम कितने अच्छे हैं. तो हम भी हमारे बच्चे को मारेंगे पीटेंगे. This is not something like a heritage. This is not some beautiful thing that you are trying to pass on to your child. This is abuse. And listen to me. When you think that you can teach obedience to child by hitting them, by spanking them, you know what you're doing? You are activating their limbic system. It means they are going to give you 3 kind of response, either flight or fight or freeze. Child enters into a survival mode, not a learning mode. Physical discipline, fear never ever teaches anything other than survival. You want child to learn something? Talk. Use your words, not your hands. Research has shown that physical punishment leads to anxiety in the child and people-pleasing attitude and low self-worth and so many other psychological problems. So we do not want to give the legacy of this to our child. If we feel that एक थप्पड़ मारने से देखो कैसे पढ़ रहा है चुपचाप. Okay, you got the obedience. You won that battle. But you lost the war. Obedience is not learning. This myth is absolutely incorrect. Myth number 5. If someone's child is more successful, that means the parents are good. And if our child is not like this, that means we are bad as parents. This is also the kind of thing that parents internalize and imagine. Comparison. अरे देखो वो शर्मा जी का बेटा वायलिन बजाता है, फ्रेंच जानता है, योगा करता है, स्पोर्ट्स में भी जाता है. मेरे बच्चे को तो कुछ नहीं आता है, वो बस पूरा दिन खेलता रहता है. Sometimes we use the certificates or the grades of our child as a badge for ourselves. We are trying to live our life through them, and sometimes we even pressurize them. अरे gold medal लेके आ, gold medal. Why do we want our child to be a replica of someone else's child? अगर हमारे बच्चे को मैथ साइंस पसंद नहीं है लेकिन वो कोई गेम बहुत अच्छा खेल लेता है, so let us encourage that. Let us not push him or her towards just the studies. Parents are always there with you, beta. You do whatever you want. We are there. You like playing games? Okay, let us focus on that. Let us get you the coaching. You like music? Let us get you the best instrument, the best coaching that we can afford and give. We do not compare them to others. So comparing the children with other children simply because we want our children also to have those same medals, those same trophies that the other child had, this is not only incorrect, it is downright dangerous in longer run. Myth number 6. Parenting should come naturally. If you need to take advice, that means you are not a good parent. Anybody, humans or animals, can produce a child. Producing a child is not that much of a problem. It is parenting them That is where we are right now, consciously raising them to become a better version of themselves. That is where the parenting comes as a skill. Love is an instinct. Parenting is a skill. Asking for help is not a proof of weakness. Actually, it is the proof of your consciousness. When you parent only from your own childhood conditioning, the kind of child that grows up, versus when you use the wisdom of so many different experts and consciously try to implement it in your day-to-day parenting, that is where the real transformation in the child happens. Please do not feel that asking for advice on parenting is something only weak people do. It is not the truth. So this myth is busted. There is a difference between keeping a child alive in our home versus raising a child. Raising. Why do we use the word raise when we are talking about the child? It is because we want to raise their emotions, body, mind, energy, their everything. We want to raise it from where it is to the next level. So when we are trying to raise the child, conscious parenting is the correct approach. We have created many videos on conscious parenting and we will continue making more videos. The fact that you are still here with us on this video shows that you want to get out of that cyclical way of parenting which somebody did to somebody else, they did to your parents, your parents did to you, now you will do to your child. You want to get out of that cycle and you want to raise your child beautifully in a conscious way. This is the difference between autopilot parenting and conscious parenting. Let us together make a conscious planet full of conscious children and conscious parents. Namaste.